Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. And you see already the star of today's show, which is the MP69, so Maschinenpistole 69, which was used by the Gesellschaft für Sport und Technik in former East Germany, DDR, for pre-military education. About 2 months ago, Ian McCallum from ForgottenWeapons.com made a short video about this machine pistol, and I think I can add a few things or a few informations, and that's why I made this video. As the name suggests, the gun was developed in 1969 and was produced by Fahrzeug- und Jagdwaffenfabrik Ernst Thälmann in Suhl. The rifle was developed and produced for the so-called pre-military education, and of course the Kalashnikov was the standard weapon in the Eastern Empire, and that's why it should look like a Kalashnikov and was operated like a Kalashnikov. So the select fire is the same, and also adding and removing magazines is the same thing as in the real Kalashnikov. There are of course differences to a real Kalashnikov. You see there's missing cleaning rod, no gas block, and as I told you, this one is a simple blowback and not gas operated, it's recoil operated, and you can remove this thing quite easily like with the real Kalashnikov. Oops. Take this off, remove the recoil spring, and that's all. You see there is no turning piece in it, it's a solid block where the firing pin is in. The things inside is more or less like with the real Kalashnikov. And what you see, there is the only marking is here on this block where the rear side is associated with, and there is no other stamping or marking on the whole weapon. The sights on the weapon is very simple. You have here tangent, which you can move between 25 and 100 meters. And for fine adjustment in windage and elevation, you have to use the front side, but you need a tool to do so. This is such a tool, and you can, hopefully, I don't know but you can see it, you can turn the front side post in and out to adjust elevation, and you can push it from one side to the other with this tool for windage adjustment. It also has a night sight, which I put on here. Now you see this white dot, and also on the rear side there is a night sight which you have to flip up, and this is not self-illuminating. You have to illuminate this with a torch or something like this for some time, and then it's glowing in the dark, so it's not tritium based or something like this. So before you start shooting, you have to insert the magazine, and this is done like with the Kalashnikov. Unlike the AR system, you have to put it in and rock it in, and then you have here the magazine release. And the size of this magazine is very much like the one for the real Kalashnikov. It's also quite sturdy, and the insert is for the 22, and this would probably break easily if not supported by the other one. And some feature which Ian did not show, probably he did not know, is this is very unique, this magazine. You have a magazine extension, so instead of 15 rounds you can load 3 rounds more, so 18 rounds. I have no clue who had the idea to do this and what it's actually good for, because we never used it when we practiced, but it's a feature unique to this magazine or to this machine pistol. So Germany would not be Germany, east or west, if there is not something like a manual which tells you exactly what to do and what you should not do. And there's also one for this machine pistol, and there's no für den Dienstgebrauch. That means it was never available for private persons. This was just after the big change. And here the parts are listed and how to operate, how to clean it, yeah, like in many other manuals. There are reprints available quite easily if you cannot get an original. On the left hand side you see a magazine pouch. You can read here KK MPi, and that's a proprietary GST, so Gesellschaft für Sport und Technik magazine pouch for this machine pistol. You can put in 3 magazines, and this pouch here is for a small oil container, and this is probably for the cleaning kit. However, when I used to shoot with this, we already had other cleaning kits which do not fit there anymore. This is for the AK-74, and we used the standard magazine pouch which were in the East German Army used. The NVA or Nationale Volksarmee used these pouches with 4 magazines, and this is what we used at the GST as well. Of course, there were also strict rules on how to shoot with this rifle, and you see this is a poster where exactly is noted which commands had to be given, what had to do on command, which signals to give with the white flag, not with the white flag, with the red flag and with the yellow flag, and which persons must be there. And you see there was 1 supervisor for each shooter. And the normal distance shot was 50 meters, and the target you see is sogenannte liegende Schütze, so a lying enemy. So this is a reproduction of this target which you just saw on the poster, and this is an enemy in prone position, so lying, and you see this is where you can score, despite the fact that you also see these lines here. You can score only when you hit the figure. So this and this is a miss with 0 points. There's also another target which is called the running shooter and should represent a person running towards you in a distance of 200 meters. And the size in 50 meters was about the size of a bowling pin, and there you had to shoot in short bursts, so 2 to 3 rounds per burst, and there it was sufficient when you hit the target. So there were no points to score, just miss or hit, and here you had points to score in prone position. So the poster I've shown you before is labeled Leertafel number 2. So this suggests there is a number 1, and I think what you see here is number 1. This actually is a smaller reproduction. I do not have an original number 1, and it shows you just the all parts which move, or how the sear works from this KKMPi. And if you're not completely dumb, then every time you shoot you get something like this, kind of distinction. There were actually no medals, there was something like a cut-off, and when you're above this cut-off you get such a medal. And the GST had lots of these medals. The one concerning shooting always have 2 crossed rifles as the 2 left, or we have what you can see in target like this. This one here, one of the last ones, and today you can buy any of these distinctions or medals, however you want to refer to them, for small amount of money at the internet. So of this KKMPi, about 50,000 were made. The number is a little bit smaller, but let's say 50,000. And actually in use were only 10,000. Most of the others were somehow in storage facilities, gun rooms, whatsoever. And production was from the 70s until mid or beginning 80s. And you may ask yourself, what happened with all these rifles? And this was also asked in the German parliament. And the official answer was given on March 5th, 2001. In the official document name is 14/5435. I will give you the link down. And the GST owned a lot of things, boats, planes, real estate, whatsoever. But it's here I will tell you only about the machine pistols. And from the 48,269 MP69 in the possession of the GST, 11,000 were given to the West German Army, the Bundeswehr, for I do not know what. And the remaining about 38,000 were scrapped. Of this 38,000, 15 were given to the police and 360, which were modified that you could sell them, that means the full auto function was removed, were sold. So about 38,000 were scrapped, the great majority. You may find these rifles from time to time, but as I said, this is like the Mauritius, many built and most of them destroyed for no purpose. If you ask yourself, will I shoot with this rifle or show in this video, and unfortunately I have to tell you, no, I will not. Problem number one is you cannot show full auto shooting on YouTube anymore. And the second is, in Switzerland you can own full auto rifles, but shooting with these rifles requires a special permission, which I did not ask for. You can get this permission, but just for one shooting with one rifle, the effort is too much and the price is too high. So I will wait for an opportunity that I can shoot with several guns, and then I might show this sometime. If you made it until this point of the video, thank you very much for watching and see you next time.